There's something that's hard to explain, an energy that only appears when two people understand each other in a way that even the camera can't fully capture. And today, we're stepping into one of those most fascinating moments. Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments, this time wrapped in an elegant Chanel-like nuance. From held-back smiles, lingering gazes, to conversations that suddenly vanished from the final episode, there were so many details from Are You Sure? That not only made us curious, but also made us wonder. What really happened behind the scenes? What were Jimin and Jungkook trying to express that we weren't fully allowed to see? Let's unravel everything, slowly, neatly, and always with that luxurious touch, just like how Chanel celebrates the beauty of detail. Now, let's talk calmly, though still with the heartbeat left behind by every episode, about What Are You Sure? Showed us. The show never fails to captivate us and keep us thinking about the undeniable bond between Jimin and Jungkook. It's magical how things that seem ordinary become proof of their natural synchronization. Small gestures, spontaneous reactions, even those gazes that often feel like they forgot the cameras were rolling. Interestingly, the moment they remember they're being filmed, you can see the shift, how they suddenly restrain themselves, adjust their gestures, avert their eyes, or change their tone. Almost as if they're trying to hide something, which ironically becomes more obvious because of how they try to cover it. That energy between them remains strong, even when they try to control it. And even though we only see pieces of their reality, it feels clear. There were far more emotional moments that did not make it to the screen. Every cut that appears just as the atmosphere warms up, every scene shift that happens when a gaze lingers too long, all of it reinforces that something big was intentionally withheld. One topic that caught the most attention since the trailer for episodes 3 and 4 was their conversation about military service. The preview felt too honest, too vulnerable, too important to be just a teaser. Jimin said, "Honestly, I really wanted to drink here with you." Jungkook replied with a line impossible to forget. "Back then I was struggling, you know? So I relied on you." Those two sentences alone opened 1,000 questions. We waited for that moment in the full episode, wanting to know the context. But when episodes 3 and 4 aired, although they were clearly in the same location, joking, spending time together, the military service talk was completely gone. No similar dialogue. No hints. As if that meaningful conversation was erased entirely. From this, one thing is clear, the scene was cut. And that decision raises questions far more intriguing than any answer. How intimate was that conversation? How much did they open up that the production team felt the need to remove it? What was considered too much to show? And the strangest part, if they intended to delete it, why put it in the trailer at all? Editing mistake? Or was it originally meant to air, but later reconsidered? Some believe it was a technical error. Others are more optimistic. Maybe the scene will appear in bonus episodes, extended versions, or special cuts. This show loves surprises, so the hope remains. But one thing grows clearer, that conversation was not ordinary. From the tiny part we heard, we already know how deep it went. They went through a difficult time together, supporting each other, being each other's safe place. "I want to drink here with you" isn't just an invitation. It's longing for someone. "I relied on you" isn't a casual line. It's a confession of trust. And at this point, the hater's narrative completely collapses. No one says, "I relied on you," to someone they supposedly want to avoid. The fact alone debunks every theory trying to separate them. From that tiny preview, we know their conversation touched sensitive things. Injury, emotional pressure, how they saw each other, how they grew after that period. Precisely because it was so personal, perhaps that's why it was cut. Sometimes what isn't shown tells us even more. The missing pauses, the avoided gazes, the conversations we only hear fragments of, all point to how deep their connection really is. That's why we keep waiting for every new preview. We want to know how far they open up, how important those moments were for them. And even if we never get to see the full conversation, one thing is certain, the moment was real. They really sat together, speaking from the heart, and that closeness cannot be faked. Still, hope remains. The show has a pattern. It loves to keep surprises. Maybe one day we'll see a little more from that scene. And if not, it's okay. What matters is, they lived that moment. And that alone means a lot. The Switzerland and Da Nang segment. From the very first second, the signature Jimin and Jungkook energy appeared, light, warm, and comfortable, as if the world shrank just for them. They greeted Disney Plus subscribers with soft enthusiasm, introduced themselves, and announced that Season 2 of Are You Sure? Is on the way. Their smiles seemed in sync, radiating the same excitement. To celebrate the new season, they made a drawing diary, a spontaneous illustrated journal that became a small space showcasing their natural dynamic. When Jimin teased Jungkook about drawing skills, Jungkook denied it shyly, while Jimin smiled knowingly, as if certain Jungkook's drawing would be good. Even this tiny gesture showed a closeness that needs no explanation. They began drawing at the same rhythm, even saying, "Let's get started," almost simultaneously. The first challenge: draw the first thing they remembered about Switzerland. Their conversation about the Matterhorn and the scenery flowed naturally. When Jungkook struggled with what to write, Jimin watched him with a warm, teasing gaze, an expression that only appears when someone feels deeply at ease. Jungkook finally wrote Switzerland, and Jimin copied his drawing style, even mimicking the shading. They laughed, recalling the Swiss sunshine and the nostalgia of that trip. Jungkook said it was his first visit and that it met all his expectations. Jimin listened with fond eyes, as if reliving the moment beside him. They also talked about paragliding, Jungkook's favorite moment, while Jimin admitted he was scared of heights but still screamed the whole way down. Jungkook smiled, as though he could still hear those screams. When they revealed their drawings, Jimin burst out laughing. Jungkook titled his Flying in the Sky, while Jimin drew the Matterhorn with its lake reflection, calling it the most beautiful mountain he'd ever seen. He also said he took many photos of Jungkook and would show them once the new season aired. Jungkook was surprised, asking if Jimin hadn't sent them yet, and Jimin replied no, with a familiar tone like an everyday conversation. Then they recalled Da Nang, this time having to draw themselves. They remembered the scorching heat, the exhaustion upon arrival, and the delicious food that made them feel like they gained weight. Without planning it, they drew the same thing: parasailing. They laughed, realizing their minds were in sync again. Jimin titled his Flying Over the Sea, recalling the beautiful view from above. They laughed about the painful harness, especially when they had to redo the ride because the camera didn't record. Jungkook called it the chain of pain, yet said it was still fun. They reminisced about riding motorcycles, the cool uphill roads, the hot downhill routes, and the small moments that felt like pieces of life shared together. After finishing the diary, they said the activity brought back many memories, and hoped viewers would feel the same nostalgia. Their closing was simple yet warm. See you on Disney Plus. In the end, some things never make it on camera, not because they're unimportant but because they matter too much. The cut conversations, the avoided gazes, the moments only implied, all make Jimin and Jungkook's bond feel deeper than what can be shown on screen. They may not show everything, but the traces remain. And perhaps that's what makes every moment so captivating. We are always given enough to fall in love, but never enough to stop waiting. Thank you for watching this special Chanel edition of Jikook Moments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because there are still many little mysteries, warm moments, and beautiful details waiting to be explored. See you in the next video. Stay elegant, stay curious.